Hi, I'm Andi. Welcome or welcome back. I'm really happy that you're here. Today I am bringing you my Q2 blush and highlighter challenge. At the beginning of the year, after seeing another creator, her name is Kaimi Inc. I will have her linked in the description box below. After following her blush challenge last year, I decided that I was going to try it. I have far too many blushes and highlighters in my collection, and I wanted to work through them, use the ones that usually get neglected, maybe find some new favorites or find some blushes that maybe I don't really care for. I did my Q1 update in April, and that was everything that I had used from January through March. So this is Q2. I'm going to be showing you everything that I used between April and June. Some of these might have some of the first part of the year in them, but if I haven't used them since the first quarter, then I'm not going to talk about them. And I'm only going to talk about the things that I do have progress on. But I do have some that are rolling out. So that's exciting. The first blush is the e.l.f. Primer Infused in Always Rosy. As you can see, this is a favorite. This is also my oldest blush that I have. I have used it 20 times total, so it will be rolling out. I had used it 17 times in the first quarter. I just had those last 3 to go, so this is rolling out. The next blush that I have progress on is the Essence Pure Nude. This is in the shade Goldie Cassis. I love this blush so much, and it is such a beautiful, glowy, like blush lighter. I used this a lot in the winter. Matter of fact, I had 14 of my uses the first quarter, but in April, I used it the last 6 times, and so this is also rolling out. We have Cabana Boy by the Balm. This is also a very old blush in my collection. And that is what it looks like. I only used it once the first quarter, and I've only used it once since then. I used it in April. And I need to, as you can see, there's been a lot of use on this blush in the past, but for the sake of this challenge, I've only used it twice. And actually, that is a really nice summer blush. Maybe I'll leave that out. I'll leave that out and use that. Yes, I will. Next up is the ColourPop Just My Pluck. This is what it looks like. It has a lot of stuff worn off. It is a little older, but not quite as old as some of these others. That is what it looks like. It is a beautiful, cool blush. Also really nice in the winter, and these two work really beautifully together. This one is not yet rolling out. I had 6 uses on this on my first quarter check-in, and since then I have another 6 uses. So 12 uses altogether. I have 8 more uses before I can roll it out. Do you see a trend? Do you see a trend with my shades? The next one I couldn't find. I found it. It is the Melt Blush Lighter in the shade Nevermore. I did just roll this into a project, but I only have 2 uses on it. I didn't have any uses on it during the first quarter, but I do have 2 uses on it in June, and that's when I rolled it in. But it is so pretty. It is a beautiful, beautiful blush lighter. And maybe the reason I haven't used it is because I couldn't find it. It was actually in a drawer over here, like in the back. And so out of sight, out of mind, right? So I did only use that twice. Next up is a ColourPop, and this is in the shade Flirt Alert. And this is also a favorite. During the Q1 update, I had used it 4 times. Since then, I have used it additional 16 times. I used it 8 times in April, 5 times in May, and the final 3 times in June. So this is also rolling out, which kind of makes me sad because then I'm not going to want to reach for it because I want to get use on these other ones, but it is definitely a favorite. The last pressed powder blush that I have that's a single is the Manicadar Beauty, and this is Blossom Floral. This was a huge surprise. I had put this in my Project 3 uses because I was pretty sure I was going to declutter it. I'm not a huge fan of the blush highlighters together. It's very pretty, but I decided to go ahead and use it, and I used it just about every day I did makeup. If I did a warm look, I used this as a blush lighter, and it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. I got this in a Slay Glam box back when I used to get that, and I did not have high hopes for this, and it is gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful. I used this 10 times in May and 10 times in June. So this is rolling out. So now we're going to start with my cream blushes. So the first cream blush is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand, and this is in the shade Rose You Slay. And I believe this was in my deck of panning. I used this twice in April, 3 times in May, and I have used it 5 times. I had used it 5 times in June. So that's 10 uses. I still have 10 more uses to go before this can roll out for next quarter. By the way, this is beautiful. I absolutely love this. I got this from Just Janet, but it is such a pretty, pretty cream blush. The next cream blush that I have is the So Susan Color Crush, and it's actually in different packaging because the packaging that it came in, you can't get a brush or anything in there. That is what it looks like. It is a really pretty cream blush. Look at that pan right there. I have only used this 12 times, but this is also in my Out the Door in 24, which I will talk about more then, but I am going to go ahead and roll this out because I am decluttering this. I have breakouts on my cheeks right through here, and I'm pretty sure that this is the culprit because that's the times when I have broken out. Like I've continuously been breaking out right through there, and this is the only common denominator. And now when I'm smelling it, it smells like crayons. So I'm pretty sure it has turned, and rather to be safe than sorry, I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. What I'll do is just scrape it out, but I will keep this packaging because it did come in handy when I wanted to depot that. So I had used that 7 times in April, twice in May, and twice in June. So I had used it quite a bit, and that's how I knew that I was breaking out. Okay, this one's kind of exciting. So this is the e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick in the shade Sparkling Rose. I have had this in and out of my deck of panning all year. So I had it to finish. I did finish it to here. I dug it out. So now it is in here. And there's just such a tiny bit left. But I had already had 10, 11 uses on this the first quarter. Since then, I have used it. I used it 6 times in April, and I used it 3 times in May. So for the sake of this project, it is rolling out. However, I am keeping it in my deck of panning because I'm finishing it. So that's actually staying in. That is all of my cream blushes that are in single packaging. I didn't use very many of them, and I have quite a few, but I didn't use very many of them because I have 2 lipsticks in my Out the Door in 24 that I have been using as cream blush. I like them better as cream blush, and I seem to be able to use them better as a cream blush, so that's what I've been using instead of my cream blushes. Now I'm going to go on to face palettes. And for me, I include my duos in my face palettes. So that is the Natasha Denona Cupid. That is what it looks like. I love this blush so much. Look at it. There's a big, big dip in it. And this is actually rolling out. I had 9 uses as of quarter 1. And since then, I have used it the additional 11 uses. I had 8 uses in May and 4 uses in June. So that is going to be rolling out. It is so beautiful. It's such a pretty, pretty, pretty blush. I love that. We have 2 more face palettes, and this is my Cara Beauty. This is called You Make Me Blush palette. This is still available. I looked the other day to see if it was still available. It is still available. You guys, this is such a beautiful blush palette. I almost decluttered this. And I decided to put it in a project and use it. And I love it. I love it. So let's start with, this is a highlighter. So this is not in this particular project, but this is called Falling in Love. And it had 2 uses in April, 3 uses in May, and 3 uses in June. So this has not been rolled out yet. This is called His Smile, and I had 4 uses in April. I had 5 uses in May. I had 8 uses in June. No, yeah, I had 8 uses in June. So that is not yet rolled out. The next one is this one, and this is called My Heart. I had 3 uses in April. I had 5 uses in May. I had 9 uses in June. So this is not quite rolled out either, but these 2, as you can see, those are my my most used in this palette, and I like to mix them. They're a very pretty blush when I mix them. And then this one is Romantic Walks, and I actually just started using this. So I had 1 use in April on this right here, but I have since used it more, but that is for next update. This hasn't been used at all. And then we have my Morphe Blush Trio. This is no longer available, which is really sad because it is a really pretty palette. So I'm going to hold it right side up. Maybe we'll do it this way. Hold it right side up. And I have, this is called Sexy. I have 4 uses on that, 2 uses in April and 2 uses in May. Fearless right here is only 1 use, and that was in May. And then this is called Witty, which this is more my jam than any of them. And I had 2 uses in April and 4 uses in May. So none of these are rolling out either. So those are all my blushes. I'm going to clean off my table, put these away, and then I'm going to get my highlighters out. Now we're going to do my highlighters. I have an embarrassingly low amount of progress on my highlighters. I don't reach for them, you guys. I don't ever remember to reach for highlighter. I don't know what it is. It's like my brain, it just blocks it. So I have to consciously remember to reach for highlighter. Now, if I'm leaving the house, if we're going out to dinner or whatever, I'm more likely to use it. But like staying at home and like today, I just did my makeup just to be at home because I needed to get use on things. And I have not been wearing a lot of makeup at all. And I did not put highlighter on. I consciously did not put highlighter on because I'm not leaving the house today, you guys. I'm not leaving the house at all. And I know it doesn't matter, but I don't know. There's a brain block there. Anyway, the first highlighter that I have progress on for Q2 is the ColourPop Soul Body Illuminating Body Powder. Shimmering body powder, and this is in the shade Soft Pink. I did have this in a project, and I had 4 uses on this in Q1, and since then, in April, I used this 5 times. I used it twice in May, and I used it 4 times in June. So I still have 5 more uses to go on this before I can roll it out. Next up from Copacetic Cosmetics is the Vanilla Peach Bellini. I got this in a Copacetic box, and this is such a beautiful highlighter for a warm look, like a warm goldy, peachy, like warm summery look. And I have 7 uses on this total. I had 2 uses in March. So Q1, I had 2 uses. Since then, I used it twice in April. I used it twice in May and once in June. So I still have 13 uses to go on this. So those are all of the pressed powder highlighter singles that I have progress on. For my cream single highlighters, the first one is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Flexitarian. Oh, I love this. It's so pretty. Look at that pan, you guys. Look at the pan. Do you see the pan? I love this so, so much. And I had 9 uses in my first update. Since then, I've only used it twice in May. Now, I do have usage in July, but I can't talk about that because this update does not include July. It only includes April, May, and June. So I only have 2 more uses on that, but hopefully it will be rolled out in the next update, which is in October. Is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Highlighter in Champagne Pearl. And I used this 3 times in April, and I've used it 5 times in May, and I haven't used it since. So I have 12 more uses to go before that can roll out. Next up is also an e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Highlighter, and this is in Rose Quartz. Now, I had 7 uses on this prior to the last update. So since then, I have used it. I used it 9 times in April, and I used it additional 4 times in May. And this is rolling out. This is rolling out. I was thinking I didn't have any rolling out, but I do. That one's rolling out. Okay, that is it for my cream. I do have a loose highlighter that I have use on, and this is the Cab Cosmetics Illuminating Dust in the shade Beam. I will open it for you and show you, but I can't tilt it much because it's a mess. But it's really pretty. Here, let me swatch it for you. I'll just swatch it for you because it's so pretty. Do you see that? It's so pretty. Oh, I love it. I got this from Laura the Bargain Hunter. Sent this to me in friend mail. And it is so beautiful. But I have some use on it. So in May, I used it twice. In June, I used it 4 times. And then I have other use on it, but I can't talk about it. But it has been being used. I have it in a project now. And I have one more product. It is my Ace Beauté Glow Highlighter Palette and the shade Poppin'. Where is it? This shade right here called Poppin'. I used it once in June, and that's it. So I only have 3 shades in here that have any use on them at all for this project. I have used this in the past, but I only have 3 that I have used in this project. So I need to get crack-a-lackin' on the highlighters so that I can roll more of them out in the next update, which, like I said, will be in October. But that is my blush and highlighter challenge update for quarter 2. Let me know what blushes and highlighters you're working on. Put them down in the comments below. Do you have a usage goal set? Are you trying to finish any? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. And until next time, everyone, have a great day, and we'll see you later.